Let's talk about directory entries. Now remember, a directory entry is a single entry that describes a file on disk. So a lot of times you'll be from your command prompt and you'll type dir, and you'll see the different things that are contained within that directory. And there's a Huffman directory. If you do a dir there, you're going to see what's in that directory. So all of the files collected up in a single directory can be seen. So a directory entry has a specific structure in FAT32. The first part of it is a file name. And remember, in the old DOS we have an 8.3 file name. It's not exactly, you're not going to see a period here. What you're going to see is the first 8 characters are the root of the file name. Okay, and it'll be the file name, and anything less than 8 will be blank spaces. And then there'll be the extension. The attributes are things such as whether it's hidden, whether it's a system, whether it's been archived or whatever. Creation time and date, access date. Now what's funny here is the starting cluster high and low are in 2 different places. This is kind of a throwback to the older versions where you only had to have a single cluster. Now with larger volumes, you've got to have a low and a high word. So these have to be actually combined to create a D word with the starting cluster. The last thing is a file size, and this is going to be the number of bytes in the file. So let's continue on with our exploration program. First, let me go to the top and show you the data structure I'm using for directory entries. It's right there. And this should be similar to what I just showed you. Okay. Back to this code. I'm going to break right here. This will take just several seconds in order to get to this point because it's got to read the boot sector and both FATs. Okay, so it broke there. Now above this I calculated the physical root sector. And I did that by taking the reserve sector count. Remember, the reserve sector count is how many we have at the very beginning before FAT1, and that was actually 1632. And then here I just multiplied logical sectors per FAT times 2 because we have the 2 FATs. And then here to actually seek to the correct place I multiplied by bytes per sector. Okay, now we have enough directory entries for each sector. Okay, so we read these. So that's going to actually be first sector's worth of directory entries. Here we go. This should be it. Now, if we look at DE, you'll notice that none of these directory entries have anything in them. That they all have file names that are empty. Prove that. I'll go here. File name. It's blank. It's null. It's null string. So anyway, there's nothing there, and that's because this is a freshly formatted USB stick. When we talk about adding files, then we'll see files getting added to this.